Good morning. It's Kate from the Carolina Raptor Center. We also have Colleen with us. She is getting our avian friend. So we are going to do some fun things with one of our black vultures this morning. He's going to come out and he will do some flying, he'll do some running. He's pretty awesome to watch. So we'll do some talking. Please ask questions if you have them, but we'll just do a lot of letting you guys watch him because he is pretty awesome. He's got a really big personality that comes through and things like this. So I will head down here.
Looks like he's coming with you. He's like our little shadow. He just follows us around. And Ernie, if you want to stand right there, and I'll get him to come up to the camera. So this is one of our black vultures. They are one of the most common vultures that we have here in the Carolinas. The other vulture that you'll commonly see is the turkey vulture. So the big difference between them is basically in their coloration. So he has a gray head and a really dark black body. And our turkey vultures have a bright red head. And when they're juvenile, sometimes have a purple head. So when you see them in the large groups that you'll see, you'll often see both hanging out with each other. So they help each other with opening up carcasses. So the turkey vultures have a nice sharp beak. That's really great for opening up the carcass with their bones. And then the black vultures have this nice skinny beak that they can really get in and get all the insides really well. So they are nature's garbage men. We like to think of them as essential personnel right now in the world. Shout out to all our medical care workers, our garbage men, everybody else who is doing things that are completely necessary for us to get by.
Oh, we're sunning.
He's sunning, okay. So what he's doing right now is really cool. So vultures sun, they spread out their feathers and let the UV rays hit them. And so what that does is it dries up their wings. It also kills any ticks or mites or anything like that, bacteria that would be on his feathers. So they're actually really clean. So these guys do eat dead things all the time, decaying carcasses, but they have so many different things that allow them to stay very sanitary. Now he's still sunning, which is fine. And so they'll do this a lot in the mornings. We did have some rain and a storm last night, so a lot of our birds are a little wet. Probably part of the reason he's not too keen on flying right now. His feathers are a little damp, makes them really heavy. So it's a really great way for them to dry up. Something you'll notice when he comes up again is that his head is bald. We say bald is beautiful here. And he has a keen liking to take food, what it looks like. Come here to break. So they have a bald head. So they have something called a hood. So just like we have on our jackets that we can put up above our head, they can move those feathers down, and that keeps all the guts, all the gross things off their face when they're eating something dead. There we go. He's not wanting to come back over here. You're more reinforcing, I think, right now.
So I have a question from Jean. Do the two types of vultures ever crossbreed?
No, I don't think we've seen anything like that. That's been seen in some like falcon. There's some falcon hybrids and some hawks, I think. I think I just saw a really interesting one about a couple of different species of hawks doing it, but not really any vultures. They do cohabitate a lot. Again, because they tag team those carcasses. He's of course gonna sun again.
So
you can hear him sneezing. He doesn't have the coronavirus. That's just what they do. They grunt and they sneeze. Sometimes they'll get food in their nares. They have really, really big nares. So sometimes they get food in it and they have to get it out.
So Carol asks, are his talons sharp like other raptors?
They're sharp, but I wouldn't say they're as sharp as like a hawk or an eagle. These guys have more flat feet and they spend a lot of time on the ground as opposed to just perching all the time. So they have flat feet that are really just made for walking. They can still use those to help them tear into a carcass though, along with their beak. Their beak is still pretty sharp too.
If you notice how Colleen's feeding him, a lot of times we'll feed our vultures with a closed hand like this. That just kind of replicates them sticking their beak into a carcass. So it's oftentimes how they prefer to eat.
I think he's a little apprehensive of Ernie. I think that's what it is. So Ernie, who is behind our
Doesn't
camera,
surprise me.
is in charge of all of our maintenance and keeping our site here very beautiful and our birds safe in their habitats and their homes. And so some of our birds associate him with a lot of loud noise and construction equipment. So I think that's why our black vulture's being a little apprehensive of getting closer to the camera today and would rather find some other fun things to do.
Yeah, most of the time Ernie has a big scary ladder or leaf blowers, hammering, doing something like that.
And these guys are really smart. They have the learning capacity of a 4-year-old human, believe it or not. So, I mean, their intelligence is amazing. They're a lot of fun to train. They pick up on things really quickly. And of course, remember who people are, as we're seeing here with Ernie.
So has he always lived at the center?
Yeah, he has. He is one that we've raised as a baby. So a lot of people, and I think a really big moral of springtime is if you see a baby bird, you know, unless you can see an injury happen or that an injury on them, leave them alone. Their parents are likely nearby, or they're fledging out of their nests. They're doing a lot of exploring. So unless you see like a very blatant injury on them, we really tell people to leave them alone. Of course, there's an exception if their nest site has been destroyed. So he's one who was just found on the ground, which is a common area where vultures nest. And he was very young, and he came here with us. And so he really didn't get to learn from his parents on how to be a vulture. Instead, he learned from people, which isn't ideal for an animal to survive in the wild. But what that does make him is a really great ambassador for his species. We are able to do a lot of really cool things with him, like this. He is in our bird show. We take him on walks, and we can do just a lot of different things to get people really up close and have like a nose to beak experience with our birds here.
So McKenna is asking why he's spreading his wings like that.
So he is stunning. Oh, he found my pouch. So we need to be on our toes. Again, they're very intelligent. So he's spreading his wings a lot to capture in those UV rays, which he might do again. Really just superheating his feathers to kill off any mites, any bacteria, any germs, ticks, things like that. Also to dry off.
COVID-19.
Yeah, maybe COVID-19. What's really cool about these guys is they can digest things like rabies, botulism, and anthrax. Without our nature's garbage men around, really a lot of those diseases would spread, and so they're super important, and I'm sure even more now. I'm not sure if they can, digest COVID-19, but that would be really interesting to know. Their stomach acid is just so acidic that, all that gross stuff that goes in comes out clean on the other end.
So Celeste asks, has he formed bonds with any of the caretakers?
I would say we build trust accounts with all of our birds. He definitely remembers people, and he knows they're a team here. It just depends on the length of time that they worked with him. He is about 5 years old now, and I've worked with him since he was just a little baby vulture. Kate has been here with him this whole time too, so he's very familiar with both of us. So think about it.
Getting
If he
full
wasn't.
and he's getting a little bit more.
And I think you guys are feeding him, what, mice? Mises pieces today?
Pieces.
Sorry.
And do you guys know what his wingspan is?
Say about 4 feet from end to end.
I don't have any questions.
No. Yeah, there's a boundary. There's a line between Ernie.
Mm-hmm. So Bill says he doesn't know how the birds return to the wild, as they seem to be given treats constantly. And we have actually seen some of our treated patients come back to these woods, haven't we?
Yes, so any of the birds that you see that are doing things like this, that are doing training with our staff, are not birds that will ever go back out into the wild. Our hospital birds are completely separate from the birds that we have that are residents here at the center. So Nabari is a bird that will stay in human care for his whole life. So he is not a bird that will go back out into the wild. So yes, all of those treats that we use for training purposes, those are his positive reinforcement. That's what we use so that we can do things like this with him. You'll notice he is not tethered to us in any way. He has free range. He can really do whatever he wanted. If he wanted to walk off into the woods, he can certainly do that. He chooses to stay with us, not only because we build a trusting relationship with our birds, but also because of those treats that we're giving him.
And Chris asks, what is the lifespan in the wild and in captivity?
So in the wild, I would say it's going to be probably around 15 years. And then when they live in human care, a lot of times we can double what their life expectancy might be. We actually have a turkey vulture who lives here that is, 33?
Yeah.
She's 33 years old.
Wow.
And short of having some arthritis that we medicate every day, she is doing just fine. She lives with 2 other turkey vultures and is doing just great. So it's just a testament that when they live in human care, they can live a lot longer than what their natural lifespan might be. All right, well, Nabari has gone home, so we'll probably end for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go outside and enjoy this beautiful day, and we'll see you all tomorrow.